Hola a todos, bienvenidos a Español con Juani. I hope you guys have been well. Now, sorry I didn't do a video last week because I ran a 50-kilometer marathon here in Australia, but I am back now. Now, today I wanted to go through something that's fairly simple, but it can be quite confusing, especially for a lot of beginners to Spanish. Now, what I'm talking about is using direct object pronouns. So direct object pronouns. Now, someone asked me about these recently, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a quick video about these so that during this video you'll be able to understand and decipher how to use direct object pronouns, and then when you go out there and practice these in your conversations, you can have a little bit more confidence as well. So to give you some examples in English, think of it this way. If we're having a conversation and I asked you, do you know my mum? And you wanted to say to me, yes, I know her, or no, I don't know her. Or if in English you wanted to say, I know him, or I know her, or I know them, for example. Okay, those all require us to use direct object pronouns. So they're very, very important. So first of all, let's go through the conjugations. So here's the conjugations for you guys. So take note of these, okay? They are important. So first up, we've got me. So me. We've also got te. So te. We've also got lo or la. So lo or la. In the examples we're using the verb conocer, lo will refer to anyone like a male, so masculine, and la is the feminine form. We've also got nos. So nos, and then we've also got los or las. So los or las. So los when we're referring to a group of men or mixed, so a group of men and women, or las if we're only talking about women. Before we move on, one thing you'll notice is los and las is exactly the same as the plural form when we're wanting to say the. Por ejemplo, los libros, so the books, or las playas, so las playas, or the beaches. So they are exactly the same, so the only way you can decipher the difference between the two is basically when we go off context, and it'll become a little bit easier to understand once we actually go through some examples. Por ejemplo, if I asked you, ¿conoces a mi padre? ¿Conoces a mi padre? Do you know my dad? Okay, conoces being the tu form as well of the verb conocer. How would you say, yes, I know him? Cool, so you'd say, sí, lo conozco. So sí, lo conozco. So in this particular example, lo, okay, is referring to him. So, or in this case, referring to my dad. Now you'll notice here that the word order, okay, is different to how we use it in English. So one way to make this very simple for you to remember moving forward is this simple rule. So the direct object pronoun can either go before the conjugated verb, so before the conjugated verb, or it can attach at the end of the unconjugated verb or infinitive. So again, it can attach at the end of the unconjugated verb or the infinitive. So let's go through some more examples just to help clear things up for you. If I asked you, ¿conoces a mi madre? ¿Conoces a mi madre? Do you know my mum? How would you say, yes, I know her? Cool, nice and simple, isn't it? So you'd say, sí, la conozco. So sí, la conozco. So this time you'd say la because we're referring to my mum, which is feminine. So remembering back to that simple rule I told you before, in this particular example, the direct object pronoun, okay, will go before the conjugated verb. Now let's try another one. Let's say, for example, you wanted to say, no, I don't know her. How would you say that? Cool, nice and simple again. So this time you'd say, no, no la conozco. So no, no la conozco. So another meaning of the verb conocer is to meet someone. So if you didn't know my mum and you wanted to say to me, I want to meet her, how would you say that in Spanish? Cool, so this time using the verb querer. Now you've got two options this time, so you can either say, first up, quiero conocerla, so quiero conocerla, or you can say, la quiero conocer, so la quiero conocer. So in this particular example, we've got both options, and both options mean exactly the same thing. So remembering back to that rule, we can either put the direct object pronoun at the end of the unconjugated verb, or we can put it before the conjugated verb. So let's try a few more examples. If I asked you, ¿conoces a mis padres? So, ¿conoces a mis padres? Do you know my parents? How would you say, yes, I know them? Cool, should be starting to make sense now. So you'd say, sí, los conozco. So, sí, los conozco. However, if you didn't know them and you wanted to meet them, how would you say, I want to meet them? Cool, again, using the verb querer, so you'd say, quiero conocerlos. So, quiero conocerlos, or you can say, los quiero conocer. So, los quiero conocer, again, means exactly the same thing. Now everyone, things should be starting to make sense now, but just to finish things off, let me give you one more exercise to finish. So what I want you to do now is translate this conversation for me in Spanish. So how would you say, do you know my sisters? No, I don't know them. Do you want to meet them? And yes, I want to meet them. How would you translate that? Awesome. So to finish off with, okay, you'd say, ¿conoces a mis hermanas? So, ¿conoces a mis hermanas? So, do you know my sisters? No, no las conozco. So, no, no las conozco. So, no, I don't know them. ¿Quieres conocerlas? So, ¿quieres conocerlas? Or you can say, ¿las quieres conocer? So, ¿las quieres conocer? So, do you want to meet them? Sí, quiero conocerlas. So, sí, quiero conocerlas, or las quiero conocer. So everyone, I hope that clarifies a few things for you, and if you made it this far, you may as well like this video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. But apart from that one, I will see you again in the next one. Hasta pronto.